Here's the problem that we are all facing in humanity today. People are getting less healthy. This is a global concern. Worldwide, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and other lifestyle-related illnesses are on the rise. People are overfed and undernourished. And in addition to the health crisis, there's a financial crisis also occurring. 95% of the population is paycheck to paycheck and struggling financially. You know, technology has changed fast, and a lot of job security just isn't where it used to be 25 years ago. Most people live to work rather than work to live. Here's the problem on the health side. Preventable diseases, let's talk about their root causes, which is really well documented in terrific books, right? And they identified the three main root causes of all diseases: chronic dehydration, acidosis, and oxidation, which we're going to cover in depth. But take a look at some of these titles by these books. Confessions of a Skeptical Physician. You're not sick, you're thirsty. Killing cancer, not people. Alkalize or die. Reverse aging. Your body's many cries for water. There is so much wonderful documentation in the medical world around the planet that really suggests that the diseases that we are facing as a culture and humanity are preventable. Let's first talk about dehydration, known also as the silent killer. They suggest that 95% of people are chronically dehydrated, which is extremely high. The body is about 73% water. So obviously, most people will agree that the quality of the drinking water that they put inside their body will affect their health at some level. And the amount of that water will also affect their health. People just aren't drinking enough water. But we're going to quickly learn it's not what type of water, but the different types of water that will really make a difference. The brain is also 85% water. So when you start to get dehydrated, it's actually very dangerous for the brain. These symptoms include fatigue, migraines, muscle cramps, clouded thoughts, infrequent urination, constipation, hormone issues, and inflammations, plus so many other things. Doctors usually suggest it's the #1 thing that you can do for your overall health is to drink more water. Number 2 is acidosis. The blood pH never strays from 7.35 to 7.45. So what happens is from 0 to 14 is the pH scale. 7 is neutral. Our blood is in this very tight range. So the body has excellent buffering systems that is able to deal with the acidity of the modern lifestyle, stress being a huge creation of acidity inside the body, but our diet and water all puts pressure. So the body, to maintain this very short, narrow window between 7.35 and 7.45, look for alkaline buffering agents. If we're not getting it through our diet and our water, the body, because it's so efficient at this, will reach into its connective tissues, its bones and the joints, drawing out calcium, magnesium predominantly in order to create this buffering process. So this comes at a huge cost to us because we're losing minerals. Now, I believe health just doesn't happen overnight, or disease doesn't happen overnight. It's consistent over every day, making decisions that add up over years to decades that deliver certain results, right? And so when you're always acidic and the body is dealing with this, that loss of minerals over 30, 40 years of life can lead to some dangerous places. Let's talk about the symptoms of acidosis. They would include heartburn, acid reflux, skin problems, inflammation, and many, many more. You know, people are really dealing with a lot of acid reflux in the world, which is a clear indication of too much acidity. Number 3, oxidation. So this is caused by free radical damage, where it creates oxidation, or we can also refer to it as rusting inside the body. So oxidative stress is going to be really what takes us all from a living state to a death state, right? Excessive oxidation along the way. So the #1 healthcare product in the world is antioxidants because they slow down this process, right? Oxidation, rusting, significantly increases inflammation in the body, weakens the immune system, and makes us more susceptible to diseases. The symptoms include cancer is really the most oxidative state we know about right now, autoimmune disorders, rheumatoid arthritis, and arteriosclerosis. So as you can see, these 3 root causes of diseases are really taking a toll throughout humanity. Now, there is ways to solve this through hydration. But let's look at what the options that we have when it comes to our everyday drinking water. Most people are using the tap, right? This is provided by municipality. So in it, as you can see from this rustic corroded pipe, most tap water will contain rust, large amounts of chlorine, which are very effective at killing any living organisms in there. So it's, you know, basically our cities are mandated to provide us with clean drinking water. Clean drinking water does not equal healthy drinking water. So how they make it clean is by the chlorine. It guarantees that there's not going to be any bacteria that can cause major health issues or death to a large population. We also have pharmaceuticals showing up in our tap water. Lye, which is a very strong high alkaline agent, which is added to the water because the chlorine is so acidic it drops the pH down. And municipalities all over North America are federally regulated to provide water which is slightly alkaline, you know, so above 7, in between 7 and 8 pH. Now to do this, they need to add something that's alkaline enough to create that buffering process up. So lye is also added. The water is acidic, it contains over 100 chemicals, and is fully oxidized, right? It's full of free radicals. So this is what most people are drinking. Or people that are uncomfortable drinking tap water because they know these health issues and that it's not great for our health, or the taste is just so terrible, they moved into bottled waters. So let's talk about bottled water. It's also acidic, oxidized. It strips the body of minerals, just like we talked about before in the acidosis section. It's loaded with plastics. When these bottled waters sit in the sun, as you can see in this tarmac with these planes, the sunlight penetrates. It's actually the heat that's both combinations. So they can even be sitting in the shade, but if the temperature gets high enough, the plastics start to break down and leach into the water. So people are literally drinking plastic in their water. That's been linked to cancer. It's cancer-causing agents. It also affects hormonal issues. There's a great documentary, if you want to learn a little bit more about that, it's called the Disappearing Male documentary. So you've got cancer issues, you've got hormonal issues, and most significantly is really, it's a massive environmental impact. So whether that's from indigenous people or local communities not having access to their water resources that's being pumped by international, multinational corporations into other parts of the world, being sold, it's actually more expensive than oil all over the planet. So this is obviously, you know, a temporary solution when you can't drink tap water, but it's not a long-term solution. So regular water cannot solve our health issues and actually is only enhancing them. So people moved then to perhaps mineral waters, which has a sparkling in it, also oxidizing, also comes in plastics. So you can see that there's a lot of places that people are reaching sports energy drinks, which we'll talk about a little later, but they are all still causing chronic dehydration, acidosis, and oxidation, all leading to inflammation. And inflammation is really what we want to, is the precursor to every onset of disease. Because when things aren't happy in the body, they start to become inflamed. So, but there is a solution. Hydrogen-rich, electrolyzed, reduced water. That is the name, the medical terminology, which has been given to the Kangen water, which is created by Enagic. So Enagic is the company. Their trademark name is Kangen water, and Kangen water is known in the medical world as hydrogen-rich, electrolyzed, reduced water. And it has a long history. Even though you're probably hearing about it for the first time, let's take a look at its origins. Been referred to as miracle water and holy water in many different places. The Japanese started to study this type of water that naturally occurs in places like Tecate, Mexico, Lourdes, France, Nordor, Germany, and in Japan. People for decades, if not centuries, have been going to these places and having medical style results by drinking the water. The Japanese started to study these places and realized that there's unique characteristics that occur in the water here that don't occur in other spring waters or reservoirs around the planet. So the Japanese researched it and created a system that I'm going to tell you all about. Kangen water, their trademark name, is known to as return to origin. And that's exactly what you're getting when you get a Kangen water system, the water that we are designed to be drinking all over the planet. Let's talk about the three main properties of Kangen water. Number one, it's a massive antioxidant. This is because of the hydrogen rich and the molecular hydrogen which exists inside of it. Number two, alkalization. It has alkalizing benefits to human cells. Number three, it's super hydrating. This in the medical world is known as electrically reduced water, EWR. And it also has the capacity, it actually restructures the water, so it makes it smaller, more absorbable into the cell tissues, which we're going to talk all about right now. Let's start with number one, which is the antioxidant value. Now, on this chart, you're seeing oxidation reduction potential. This is an ORP chart. And what happens is it's able to measure liquids and tell you if it's increasing oxidation, which will be a positive score, which means basically increasing rust or the aging effect, or if it's full of antioxidants, it will be a negative score, which means it's reducing oxidative stress. As you can see in this chart, on the positive side, purified water, distilled water, reverse osmosis water, basically all bottled waters fit into the category of about positive 300. Sports energy drinks will get you up to about positive 400. Tap water, I have seen as high as positive 500 and 600. Really depends on how much chlorine and other chemicals you're finding in your water. And then we have soda, which will be in the same range as heavily chlorinated water at about positive 400 to 500. So this is causing a lot of oxidative stress. On the negative side, vitamin C, which is world renowned as being an excellent antioxidant, comes in at about a negative 50. Green tea, about a negative 80. Kangen water, fresh out of your tap at source, will give you anywhere from negative 300 all the way up to negative 800, which is absolutely phenomenal. So in one glass of drinking Kangen water, you can get more antioxidants into your body than the food that you can eat all day. Why is that? Because there's no metabolization necessary. You're literally drinking electrically charged water. It just absorbs into the body. And think of this water as energy. And because it has that negative charge to it, it's actually electrically alive versus the positive stuff, which is dead water. So you've got major benefits with the massive amounts of antioxidants. Number two, alkalize. Right? As we mentioned earlier, this is the pH chart, and it goes from 0 all the way to 14, with 7 being neutral. Our blood is at 7.35 to 7.45, so we're slightly alkaline creatures by nature. Right? We're designed to drink and eat and drink a lot of stuff that's alkaline, but in today's world, we've really slipped into the acidic side of things, and we've become overfed, undernourished, gaining weight, breaking down, a huge amount of inflammation. So by drinking Kangen water, which you have a choice between Kangen 8.5, 9, and 9.5, you're able to deliver naturally alkalizing benefits to the body to neutralize this acidity so that it no longer has to reach into our connective bones, tissues, and joints to get these minerals. So can you imagine drinking a water that's just going to be offsetting this stress on the body every single day, glass by glass? And number three, super hydrating. This is actually one of my favorite parts of this water because you can just taste it with every glass. I used to drink a lot of water and I would get bloated and feel a little uncomfortable. And then when I got introduced to Kangen water, I can literally drink liters of this stuff consecutively without that sensation of feeling too bloated or full. It's literally being absorbed at a cellular level. So here's a few ideas. At birth, we are alkaline and hydrated, 90% water. Remember, Kangen water returned to origin. It's also talking about our natural state as we show up on the planet. As adults, we're becoming acidic and dehydrated, 75% water. And then as seniors, we slip down to being chronically acidic, chronically dehydrated at about 55% water. So imagine this. You show up to the planet like a big plump grape, super hydrated and alkaline, and about 75 to 80 years later, you become a raisin. We've literally dehydrated ourselves in that process. The way to stop this, drink more water and drink the right type of water, which you are obviously starting to see that Kangen water really sets it apart from any other options in today's marketplace. A good friend of mine says, the solution to pollution is dilution. In our bodies, if we're dehydrated, our bodies do not get rid of the toxins that we're absorbing in today's modern world. It stays in our lymphatic systems, right? The lymphatic system is kind of like a water slide. unless there's a lot of water going through the system, the slide never turns on and never removes the toxins. So when you start to drink Kangen water, you get hydrated. The first thing that happens is the body wants to detox these reactions, which usually ends up being about a week to 2 weeks for most people. They go through a natural detox cycle, and then they start to really, shed a lot of weight at that point, and also feel like they're starting to get the benefits of the other properties. But the first thing that needs to happen is the detox. So it really stems from the super hydrating benefits. Now, when I got introduced to this, I was really impressed with what I was seeing, but I also wanted to make sure that there was documented evidence to this. So I looked at this man, Dr. Ronya Shinya. He is considered one of the top 10 doctors in the world and considered the top colon gastroenterologist. He was the inventor of the colonoscopy, which is a small camera that looks inside your digestive, the colon system, to make sure of its health. In Asia, considered to be up there as being, an incredible medical practitioner and adding so much to the health field. In a recent book, The Enzyme Factor, he writes, Kangen water is considered the very best drinking water because of its incomparable power of hydration, detoxification, and antioxidation. Now, when I heard that from this man, obviously this man is going to do way more research than I'm capable of because I'm not a medical practitioner. And for him to come out and state this, for me, really allows me to have confidence in what's happening here. And he suggests hydration, detoxification, and antioxidation, which is really the 3 pillars of longevity, right? I have found that it's a better option to stay healthy. Drinking Kangen water will give you that. If you're dealing with disease, it's going to support the body to get into its natural state through hydration, detoxification, and antioxidation so that it can actually do a lot of repair work. So I'm super impressed with this type of documentation. Let's look at one more. The Kangen water study. Now, this came out a couple years ago. Scientific study results on the benefits of Kangen water in the human tissue culture and living human volunteers. So this was all done on real people. This was conducted by Dr. Horst Filzer, MD, and is considered one of the top cardiologists in the world. He was actually the first man to put the stent inside the human heart. He's in retirement now, and he's making his life's mission at this point to see if we can get Kangen water, Enagic water systems, FDA approved and inside hospitals and clinics. In this pilot study, the 3 main scientific findings were, it proved that it was a massive antioxidant, it increased cellular energy, and number 3, it was an anti-inflammatory. Imagine this, you're drinking a water that's an anti-inflammatory, pushing down on the main thing that contributes to dis-ease in our bodies. And guess what? Pets and vets love Kangen water too. I threw this slide in because the benefits that humans are receiving, we also can see that in our animals and in our plants. And dogs and cats, horses will all love this and actually have healthier lives and live longer as a result. Now, Enagic water systems are actually a water factory. And when I say that, most people think about, oh, this is a water filter. No, no, no. It does so much more than just providing you with clean water. I hope you've seen now you're being provided with energized, healthy water, but it also gives you much more. And let's see what it does. When you have one of our systems, and this is the beautiful top of the line flagship product, the K8, with a push of the button, you can make a wide range of 7 different waters. And we'll start at the bottom, a medical grade 2.5 water, which we'll cover next. The 6.0 is a natural toner. This is called beauty water. And this is what the cosmetic industry is bottling up and selling it for $25 to $100 and adding chemicals or natural flavorings or oils inside of it. So you can make as much water toner here with a push of the button for pennies. The 7.0 is just a neutral standard water, no ionization is happening. And then you've got 3 drinking water options, 8.5, 9, and 9.5. And then we have our top of the alkalinity, which is the 11.5, which I'm going to talk about right now. Starting with the 2.5, it's also known as hypochlorous acid. Now, this is potentially one of the biggest medical breakthroughs of our technology and its applications in today's hospitals. The 2.5 in independent lab testing is able to kill 100 organisms faster than bleach. It's also, with a spray of the button, it doesn't burn or sting the hands, and it can kill 99% of known bacteria in under 60 seconds. It's incredible, right? Just imagine this. Tap water comes through your Kangen water machine, you push the 2.5 butter, now you have a medical disinfectant, right? It's excellent for mouthwash, gargling, you can soak your toothbrushes, excellent for all skin conditions, psoriasis, eczema, acne, bacterial infections. You can also put it on cuts and burns. Excellent for if you have overexposure or sunburns. Spray the 2.5, it really cools and cuts the inflammation and the chemical reaction to the sunburn. But you can obviously use it in your kitchen for food poisoning, you know, to kill salmonella, MRSA, ZAR, E. coli. Also treats mold, pneumonia, hepatitis, tuberculosis on surfaces. It's basically the ultimate disinfectant from a natural source, which does not irritate the human skin or the smell and so forth, right? So excellent technology, and that you all get that with a push of the button. Now with our machines, whenever you push the button, you make two waters at the same time. One comes in the top hose alkaline and one comes in the bottom hose acidic. So the 2.5 is coming in at the acidic. At the exact same time, you've got the 11.5 strong alkaline water in the top hose. I love this water. It decreases and removes stains. So if you have any wine or blood stains or cuts, scrapes, that kind of stuff or spills, juices and so forth, you just heat up some 11.5, pour it on there, bang, it gets rid of stuff. Removes the oil-based pesticides from your fruits and vegetables. This is my primary use for it. Just imagine, you know, I prefer to eat organic in today's world, but because of convenience or the price, or I just can't get access to stuff, I'll end up getting normal conventional produce. Now I know that's been treated, but the organic stuff has also been treated because it's grown a certain way, but when it's transported, it comes over the borders from other countries, it's fumigated, so there's all kinds of residues on our food. The only way to guarantee getting rid of that stuff is having it through the 11.5. Why? Because it can emulsify oil. And this is the key. And you'll see this in one of our presentations at another time. The 11.5 emulsifies the oil so you can remove these pesticides. You can also use this to replace your laundry detergent. Add some essential oils in there for fragrance. So the 2.5 and the 11.5 you'll see in a few slides. You can do that for all your household cleaning and be able to save you money along the way. Now, let's talk about who's doing this for us. That company is called Enagic. They're based out of Japan. They've been in business for 44 years, privately held debt-free company. So they are rock solid. They're an original equipment manufacturer, meaning when you purchase one of these systems, you purchase directly from the manufacturer, and they have a medical manufacturing facility in Japan. Right? This is top-notch. Annual revenues of the company are over $500 million, so this is not a fly-by-night operation. This is some deep roots. It's considered the gold standard industry leader. Right? They invented the water ionizing field and really perfected it from day one. Medical manufacturing, Osaka, Japan. And the company has 38 offices in 23 different countries, including Vancouver, Toronto, Los Angeles, Honolulu, Australia, Asia, Europe, Brazil, and Mexico. Basically, you can sell a system anywhere in the world, right? We will find a way to get there. Also with Enagic, not to be overlooked, is the enormous amount of awards and certificates that this technology has been given. Now, we have awards from the only water ionizer with the Water Quality Association Gold Seal. So this is for manufacturing and production here in North America. It's the only medical device certified in the world. This is really incredible. Just to take a moment, the first 20 years, you could only get access to Kangen water inside Japanese hospitals. The demands were so great that the company decided to make a home unit 25 years ago. That home unit has now gone international, and we're in a very aggressive global expansion. But you have access to a technology which is 45 years old and still used in Japanese hospitals today. Incredible. And we're a AAA member, A+ member of the Better Business Bureau. And as we have seen, if you look on the internet or hear from other people, there's many claims, often imitated, but never duplicated. we really stand alone. There's a lot of copycats out there, but no one has been able to duplicate what we're capable of. And these awards and certificates really allow us this, for you being a potential customer or business builder, to know you're really getting the best. Now, Enagic has 3 amazing products to deal with the root causes of illness so that we can make us happy, healthy, and wealthy along the way. I introduce you to the Enagic trifecta. So this is actually 3 different product categories. You have the water filtration, you have the household, which will be the shower unit, and then you have the supplement section, which is our Ukon. So you've got the K8, the Anaspa, and the Ukon. Let's review all 3. The mighty Kangen 8. This is the newest technology from Enagic. This system came out about 3 years ago, so it absolutely, took like 42 years of gold standard technology in the world's best, and then it produced something better on top of that, right? Now you have 8 medical grade titanium, double dipped in medical grade platinum plates inside. Well-maintained systems will last from 20 to 25 years with really just some basic stuff that you need to do monthly on your own. It has a worldwide power supply, so the KA can go anywhere and plug it in, no problems. There's a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, absolutely covers everything. You can get an extended 3-year warranty for a very small price. And there's many upgrades and improved efficiency over the kind of the gold standard in the industry, which is the SD501. And as I mentioned, this is a medical device. It's approved as a medical device by the Japanese Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, which is the equivalent to the FDA and to Health Canada. Also in the Philippines, the FDA approved the Philippines recently in 2018 approved this same product as a medical device inside their medical system. And this is the only water ionizer endorsed by the Japanese Association of Preventative Medicine for Adult Diseases. Now this is big. These 2 facts really sets this apart. The Japanese medical system is based on prevention, right? So they're designed to find products and services that keep people healthy. Whereas in North America and the rest of the world, we're really treated more like a pharmaceutical sick care model. We treat symptoms after people have gotten sick. Now you have the backing of 6,700 doctors in the #1 healthcare system in the world, Japan, saying, drink Kangen water. For me, when I looked at that, that was significant and really giving me, the check that I needed, being like, this has been proven throughout the decades and continues to work so well for humans everywhere. Now let's talk about the Anaspa DX. It's a mineral ion spa shower system. Right? It removes harmful chemicals and contaminants and toxins from the water. There's high-powered magnets in the base of it. So the water runs over the magnets and it gets restructured. It gets smaller. And then there's therapeutic activating mineral core inside. It runs over the minerals, picking up minerals that will create a natural hot spring effect. It perfectly pH balances the hair and the skin, and it adds so much more moisturizing and nourishing effects. So people with any kinds of skin issues will definitely know stuff, even if it's just dry skin, but if you've got psoriasis, eczema, it will start to really benefit that, removing the toxins and adding these therapeutic minerals inside. So we absolutely love it. Kristen spends almost every evening in a bath. I think once you've had an Anaspa shower or bath experience, there's no way you're going to go back. And our 3rd product in our trifecta is the Kangen Ukon. Ukon is a Japanese word for turmeric. And we all know at this point that turmeric has extensively studied in the pharmaceutical industry, is widely promoted as being so many beneficial things. So here in Enagic, I love this, they've got a whole area in Osaka, Japan, where they grow this stuff. It's the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory product known. Turmeric cultivated for maximum potency. There's actually 2 forms, the spring and the autumn Ukon. Highly bioavailable to its proprietary blend, and its patented capsule packages prevents oxidation, which is really important because most supplementation on the market, you're only really getting about 3 to 15%. Most of it is oxidized, exposed to air. So with this, with our patented capsules, of course, it's all grown with Kangen water and it's rinsed with the disinfected 2.5, cleaned with the 11.5, then it gets put into these capsules. It's vegan friendly and 100% organic. People have fantastic results that are dealing with major inflammation or sore bodies and joints. Absolutely love this stuff. Now, with all of this, you also have the household savings when you get the 2.5 and the 11.5. So at this point, I hope you're starting to see that you can replace, if you're drinking bottled water, you can get off that, your household savings. You can go green and save with our technology. I love this, that it's just more than a transformative health product. It's also good for the environment. So it's a win-win. The average household can save between $50 and $200 a month by learning properly how to use the Kangen water system to replace these cleaning agents.